Hi everyone, welcome to Showtime Talk. I'm your host Tomoya. On this channel, I invite experts and guests to talk about baseball. Today I have Jeff Fletcher, the Angels beat writer for the Orange County Register, to talk about Shohei Ohtani and other major league news. So let's get started. We get a lot of comments and questions about defensive shifts in the major leagues. What do data say about the effectiveness of defensive shifts?
Well, obviously they feel like they work. The percentage is pretty small, I think, in terms of the hits you take away versus the extra hits you give up. But I think nowadays they're trying to take every small little edge they can get. And you do see batting averages have gone down a lot. So I think part of that is strikeouts, but another part of it is the shifts. And, fans like to complain when every time they see a ball that would have been an out that's a hit because of a shift, but they don't really notice as much when there's a ball that would have been a hit that's now an out because of the shift. So I think teams have spent a lot of time and resources researching this, and they wouldn't be doing it if they didn't believe it was helping.
I get a lot of comments from Japanese followers saying if this was in Japan, hitters will probably hit the opposite way or use safety bunts. Why isn't it the case in the big leagues? Are such strategies considered unsportsmanlike? This one follower asked.
It's not unsportsmanlike, but I think that the general belief is that if you do that, when you just try to hit the ball the other way or when you bunt, you're basically only going to get a single. And you're giving up the chance to hit a home run or a double, which is what, when you take your normal swing, that's what you're trying to do, basically, because that's the way the game is played now is pretty much whoever hits the most home runs is going to win.
What's the latest trend in defensive shifts? Anything that you've noticed?
I think one thing that is a little bit interesting that you didn't see so much 7 or 8 years ago is that teams have different combinations of shifts. Like sometimes the third baseman will go into right field instead of just shifting everybody and keeping them in the same order. They'll switch around the order depending on who's got the best arm or who has the best range or that kind of thing. So that's a little bit of a change over the last 3 or 4 years.
The Angels are now using more defensive shifts, right, this season?
Yeah, they started shifting a little more in late May. It's helped them. They went from having a really bad opponent's batting average on ground balls to being more in the middle of the pack. They obviously have a lot of other problems, but the shifting I don't think is one of them.
Some fans in front offices say they should ban defensive shifts. What's their argument?
Well, I think their argument is that fans don't like it. Fans want to see hits more than outs, pretty much. And the point of the shift is to take away hits. That's their argument. I don't particularly see that because I think that you should do whatever it takes to try to win. I think that if there's other ways to beat the shift, if you don't want people to shift, you should learn to hit the ball the other way, like you mentioned. And also, don't strike out so much, which is not necessarily related to the shift, but it is related to the offensive outage that a lot of people think they're correcting by eliminating the shift. And really the problem isn't the shift, but the problem is the strikeouts. So I think that that's sort of a little bit of a red herring with people complaining about the shift.
What do you think MLB would do in the next few years about defensive shifts?
I don't think that they're going to get rid of them. I think they threaten a lot, but I think that there's too many people in the game that would object to that. And I just don't think it would really solve anything. I don't think it would really fix any of the problems they're trying to solve. So I don't think they're going to make a rule about shifts, but I could be wrong.